Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Mary Bird's Backyard Garden. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Mary.
And Mary, we're back from our gardening staycation.
We are.
Which was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
It was. If you guys didn't listen to our last podcast, our last episode, you should check it out. We talked about our gardening staycation.
We had a libation.
We had a libation in our staycation, and we enjoyed our garden.
We thoroughly enjoyed it.
We did. We absolutely did. And it was a great time for it because the heat was where it needed to be for summer in Texas, and it was a lot of fun.
I loved it. I think we're going to put that in the calendar again.
I think we're definitely going to put that in the calendar again.
You want to put it in next week?
Oh, boy, yes. Sign me up. That's the only problem. You get used to the staycation. It's hard to get back out into working in the garden.
I'm going to agree with that.
I know. But we did. You got out there. You were a trooper, and you got us out there.
You were so sweet. You did do a lot of work.
I know. And in that vein, as we say, Mary, let me ask you, after our wonderful garden staycation, what's new in the garden?
Okay, what's new in the garden is wow. Yesterday, we got out on our garden day, and the heat and humidity wiped me out.
It was weird yesterday.
Incredible.
It was the temperature, because we go out in the morning, so the temperature wasn't like at the peak. But for whatever reason, I think it was that and the humidity. It was unbearably hot yesterday.
It was unbearable.
It's crazy how it does that.
I wasn't prepared for it. We came out of staycation and we decided to go one more day. We decided to do Labor Day, which was very fun. I have to tell everybody, Jeff surprised me. He came in and said, "Hey, Mayor, Hill Country Water Gardens is having a Labor Day sale." And we took ourselves over there. I had a jolly good time, and it was great. So
it was.
You did surprise me on Labor Day. That was fantastic.
I know, but the sale was crazy. It was literally 25% off every plant, which is kind of there was no exceptions.
Surprising.
So we did stock up a little bit for our next front yard project.
We did.
But yeah, I did surprise you. You thought we were just going to hang out and do nothing.
That's what I was prepared for.
I know. I had to get you out and get some plants. Well, we had to take advantage of that sale. That was a great deal.
I have to tell you what, I appreciated that a lot.
Cool.
It worked out fantastic. And I'm looking forward to talking about the different plants as we go along through our podcasts. And September is going to be the month where we target that front garden bed.
It is. We've got some helpers lined up.
We have helpers.
I don't know if they quite know that they're lined up, but we've cleared it with their elders,
their parental figures.
We'll have some help. So that'll be good.
I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
We've got a few things that are going to be a little bit tough, but we're going to replace them with the best looking plants. Oh my goodness. I'm excited to talk about them as we go along.
Yeah. So don't mess it up now.
I don't want to let all the cats out of the bag.
There you go.
Yeah. There we go. And we had a friendly visitor that had you hopping on one foot and then the other in the backyard.
Well, so we live in a fairly new development. I mean, it's not new, but it's within 6-7 years. And I'm not seeing a squirrel here because nothing's really big enough, but everything's starting to grow. Yeah. And I looked out the window yesterday and I said, "There's a doggone squirrel out there eating our bird stuff, our bird food." He
looked so happy, didn't he?
I know. Man, I don't want to go to war with a squirrel. I've done that before in other places we've lived, and you can't beat them. They're unbeatable.
Yep.
So we're going to see. Maybe the dogs will keep them at bay.
They were very excited to get out the door this morning.
Yeah, I think they can smell them. They can smell them.
Something was out there.
And yesterday we saw him. We watched him. We let him gorge himself for whatever. But yes, man, that's going to be crazy if we have to deal with squirrels.
I was surprised because, let's see, was it yesterday? So maybe Monday, I happened to notice that there was this little planter that we had purchased not a planter. There was a little bird feeder that we had purchased at Target earlier in the year that had been knocked down and broken.
Yeah, I bet it was him.
And I'm kind of thinking it could have been him.
I'm pretty sure it was. Huh. So we're going to blame him.
I haven't seen him today.
We're going to blame him for everything that goes wrong in that garden. It's going to be now the squirrel's problem.
We are. But while we were working in the garden today, the dogs went in there and hunted.
They did.
In that garden bed. They did not flush out a squirrel.
No, so, I know that. The
very happy about
when
that.
we moved in, we could go in the backyard and you could see all the way down the block because there was nothing, literally nothing. One little, scraggly tree here and there. But now everybody's really planted.
They have,
and so you really can't even. We can see one. We can see one. A couple of our neighbors. We can't really see through, and we planted a bunch of stuff too. But the squirrels have maybe arrived. I don't know. That's going to be a whole different strategy if I got to deal with them.
Yep, I agree.
Yep.
One of our bird feeding poles has a squirrel guard on the bottom.
It does.
But I don't know if we kept the other squirrel guard.
I'm pretty sure I probably didn't keep it because I was like, there's no squirrels here.
There's no squirrels.
They're back.
What do we need that for?
We'll see. We'll see how it works out.
And the other thing that's new in the garden that we worked really hard on and that honestly really took a toll on me yesterday, but not today, was I think we got the completed layout of the kitchen garden in place. And I'm super excited that it is done and going to be permanent now.
Yeah.
I think that's going to work out great.
You even had me cutting some wood for you.
I did.
Cut some boards and make sure we got a good square foot garden.
You said it was the straightest cut you ever did?
Yeah, I'm not a good...
You are.
Hate to tell you, there's a lot of things I can do, but cutting wood straight is literally not one of them. But I was pretty proud of I kind of did them.
I'm going to say you did.
I think I'm getting older and I take my time more. I don't rush through them as much as I used to. But they were pretty darn straight. I was proud of them.
I'm proud of them with you.
Yeah, measured, marked, and cut just for you, Mary.
And so the way we did these little wood pieces, we already had all the different components to put this together. But we used Old Castle, I think is the name of the blocks that you could buy at a big box store. And then you just slide a 2x6, I think it is, in the little cutout.
Yeah, it makes it really easy.
So simple. No nails, no nothing. You just put it together and it's done. Yeah,
those blocks are really, if you're at the store, you see them, it makes it very easy. A lot of people use them to make, if you want to make a little step up.
Nice.
Area as well. But they're really easy. You don't have to nail the boards together. You can just kind of slide them in place. So worked out good.
It worked great.
Absolutely.
We have 2 new 4x4 beds that we didn't have before. And I'm very happy about it.
Good.
So that's what's new in the garden.
I love it. You've been out there working.
I'm ready to be done with the hardscaping. I'm ready.
Yeah, I know. I think yesterday took a toll on you.
Yesterday took a real toll on me.
And then we went back out this morning and did a little bit, but it was okay. It wasn't bad this morning.
No, the humidity is a huge factor.
I think that's what it was. It had to be. It was definitely rough yesterday.
We made sure we came in at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, we did.
10:15.
Oh, God. There's a bunch of old people over here.
I know.
Hey. That's okay. Hey, even the young people come in at 10. So a lot of them don't even go out, actually. So we're ahead of the game.
We're a little ahead of the game. Yeah.
Well, let's move on. And what do you have for topic number 1 this week, Mary?
Well, during our trip to the garden center, I noticed that they had stocked up on blackberry plants. And I love a good blackberry. How about
I do too.
You?
I love blackberries.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna try our hand at them.
Okay.
So I've tried before in the past, But I've never been patient enough so that they go multiple years. And that's really what you need to do to have a good blackberry plant. But now they're going to have a permanent home. And I'm very excited about it.
I like it.
So we're going to give it a little try.
So a little side note, my grandparents lived upstate New York, and they used to grow wild up there. And, when I was young, we used to just go, and when I visited, we just go pick them and eat them.
Wow.
No washing. Of course, we didn't wash anything back then, but we did. We used to pick them and eat them. They were great.
They were great.
They were great to eat. So I'm excited for you to get some blackberries, and let's see what we can do.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, like you said, they have been growing wild forever, mostly across, of course, the Northern Americas, or the Americas. It didn't say exactly Northern, Europe and Asia, and Northern Africa, I believe. They have a lot of this plant. It's in the same family as the roses, and the blackberry botanical name is Rubus fruticosus. Fruticosus.
That sounds like an Italian. Hey, Rubus fruticosus.
They like to grow in full sun, and they enjoy full sun. They need well-drained soil like most other varieties, about a foot deep. This is a blackberry discussion in general.
Right.
And then I'll move on and tell you what we bought.
To our species,
to ours, yes.
They call species, yeah.
The interesting note that several places discussed is to plant them at least 100 feet away from raspberries.
Oh, wow.
But they didn't state why. But in my mind, I kind of theorized that it's because blackberries hybridize quite easily. And I suspect that maybe that's the reason. One other site kind of gave a little hint, and it said it's to protect from diseases crossing between the two plants.
Interesting. 100 feet's pretty big distance.
100 feet is a big old distance,
that's definitely
right?
A big distance.
But anyway, if you're going to grow blackberries, keep them about 100 feet away from raspberries.
Okay.
And you know that the blackberry has been used for jams, jellies, wine. It's baked into all kinds of sweet goods, pies, tarts.
Love blackberries.
Crumbles.
Yeah.
Oh. And they also use them for juicing, things like that. They're super high in vitamin C. They're really good for you. And they're very rich in antioxidants.
Of course.
Absolutely. That's that black color to them, right? So other uses that people have used them for, I mean, the use of blackberries goes very, very, very far back into history. They were described by the Greeks. They were described by the Romans. The North American peoples used the leaves to make tea and the berries to make tea with. But they had other uses for them. So traditionally, they could be used as a hedging barrier, because if you don't have the work that people have put into them in modern day, they were very thorny, lots of thorns. They were also used to dye fabric and hair.
Oh, okay.
The people used to use blackberries to darken their hair.
Well, I mean, okay.
That
is surprising from like historically that was used for your hair. Okay, good idea.
So when you're growing your blackberries, the one thing to note is that as I discussed the method of growing and trimming your blackberries, you don't want to use any of the prunings or trimmings as compost or mulch around your plants. You want to always make sure to discard the blackberry canes and leaves.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, we ended up with 2 varieties I'm excited to try.
Okay.
The Natchez Blackberry.
Oh, yes. I remember now. We were looking at them.
And the Kiowa?
I don't know.
You say Kiowa or Kiowa?
I don't know.
The Kiowa Blackberry.
Let's go Kiowa.
Okay. So I'm going to start with the Natchez Blackberry. It was developed by the University of Arkansas, and it was released around 2007.
Oh.
So it's a fairly recent release. It is a thornless blackberry. It's an early season blackberry, meaning that it'll probably start flowering in early May and may develop fruits in early June. And they're supposed to be delicious, very sweet, and really good. Their fruiting is large, and they give a very generous yield. Sometimes your thornless varieties don't give you as large of a yield, but I think they worked that into this one.
Okay.
Yeah. And so the fruit is like purplish black. And what they said to do was, it is glossy, but you ideally would like to try to leave it on the plant until the gloss just begins to dull a little bit. And then you can tell it has the most sugar content.
Mm.
And you're probably going to need to use bird netting to keep the birds out of it.
Yes. And squirrel netting too, maybe.
Oh, squirrels. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, no. So both of the varieties that we got grow very erect, and you were talking about that, right?
Yeah.
When we were at the store. So the first 2 or 3 years, you might need to give them support, and then after that, you might choose whether you want to tie them to a fence or another type of trellising or not. But the Natchez Blackberry is very disease resistant, and that's why it was one that was interesting for me. And also the Natchez has a moderate chill hour requirement, between 400 and 500 chill hours to set fruit. And so a chill hour, according to my understanding, is any hour under 45 degrees.
Oh.
So maybe we'll fall pretty good in that range.
Yeah, we should. We definitely should, yeah.
Yeah. They're very hardy to zone 5, which is quite cold, you know. So with a blackberry, here's what's interesting. And this is going to take some finagling, I think. I'm going to have to figure this out as we go along. The first year, it's going to send up a cane, like a rose sends out a cane, right? And that is called your prima cane. You're not going to get any berries on that cane. You have to wait for the second year when it's called a floricane. And that's where you're going to get your flowers and your berries. But what's going to happen is you're going to have your floricane come up. Excuse me, I didn't mean to hit the mic.
You're good.
You're going to have the floricane come up. So it's going to be up. It's going to be berrying. And at the same time, you'll have your primocanes develop for the following year. So here's a little discrepancy. One source said that you wait for the floricane to die back before you cut it to the ground and remove it from the plant. But A&M AgriLife suggested that when the harvest is finished for that year, you take those canes and you cut them back to the ground.
Oh,
so there's a little...
we always go with our A&M folks out there.
Maybe it's so that the plant can put more energy into the primocane. So this is going to be interesting. Okay. Then, so your primocane gets up to about 4 feet or 5 feet tall. You want to pinch the growing tip off of it, and that way it's going to send out side shoots.
Oh, cool.
And those side shoots are called laterals. And so when the lateral reaches maybe 12, 18, 20 inches, you want to snip the end of those off as well. And that way you get more bang for your buck, I guess. You get more places for the berries to set fruit is what I think you're trying to do. Okay, so that's our natchez. The natchez is, if you let it go, it would get 3 to 4 feet wide and 4 to 5 feet tall. And so when you plant it, I don't know, did I say earlier that it needs to be well drained and about a foot deep?
No, you did not tell us that,
I did not tell you that. Uh-oh. Okay. So when you're planting, when I get ready to plant my blackberries, I have this little space that I designed. It's probably a little under a foot deep, but I think I could mound it up so that it'll have rich, well-draining soil. And the one thing about blackberry plants is you do need to make sure they're watered regularly. They really won't perform for you very well at all. They'll become quite stressed. You don't want the soil to be soggy. No like wet feet. A lot of plants that we talk about. But you want to stay on top of it. And so from starting in March, probably until September or October, you want to make sure they have a steady supply of water. But then in the wintertime, if you are having a long stretch, very dry weather, you want to water.
Okay.
You don't want to let it get too dry. And then also for a blackberry, what you want to do is in the spring, right when the plant is beginning to open its little buds, you want to fertilize at that time with a good fertilizer.
Okay.
I might look at Microlife or Osmocote, one of those. And you might want a fertilizer that's a little bit more on the acidic side, like maybe citrus tone or something like that.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of the one that Microlife that we use every year. I think it might be the rose food.
Oh, okay.
That I put on the holly bushes.
Done that,
yeah. And so you might want to look for that. Then after harvesting, you want to give it another good feeding too at that time. And also, like if you begin to notice your leaves are turning yellow and have a deep green or like a green vein but a yellow leaf, they might be suffering from a deficiency in iron. So you might want to talk to your garden center or garden representative and ask them if you might apply an iron supplement to your garden. They said just get some every 2 or 3 years. You might test for your soil to see what you might be deficient in and go from there.
Very good.
So the other variety we got, which I'm super excited about as well, both of them, this one is also out of the University of Arkansas. And it was released in 1996. And it's the Kiowa blackberry. Pardon me.
I think it's Kiowa. I think it is.
Okay, the Kiowa blackberry. The world's largest blackberry.
Ooh.
What?
That sounds nice.
It can get up to 3 inches long.
Oh my gosh, that's...
Could that be real?
That's a big blackberry.
I don't know.
That's not even a one biter.
That might
you
be a two-biter.
Got a nibble on.
We got to take pictures of
that's
both of
crazy.
These. Yeah.
Yeah. That's wow. I've never seen one that big.
When we buy blackberries in the store, they aren't even an inch.
Like blackberries, like regular blackberries. Wow.
Well, the other one's supposed to be large too, but not 3 inches.
3 inches is pretty big.
3 inches is huge.
Okay. All right. I like it.
The one aspect to the Kiowa is that it is very thorny. So That's the way it goes.
Okay.
But it is self-pollinating. So you do want to check on that. You won't have any trouble making berries between the two shrubs because it will self-pollinate. It'll pollinate with the other one. It'll be fine. The Kiowa is good in zones 5 to 9. It could get up 4 to 5 feet tall and 3 to 4 feet wide, depending on how you trim it and everything like that. It has very low chill hours, making it super good for our area. 200 chill hours to set fruit.
Okay.
Which is super good.
That's really good.
And it has a long harvest. So the Natchez is probably going to start producing berries like maybe early June, something like that. And it didn't say anything about a long harvest on the Natchez, but the Kiowa probably is later in June, but it might have an extended 6-week harvest.
Nice.
So you go out there and continually pick the berries.
I love it.
We are going to give those two varieties a try.
Very good.
I was so surprised when we walked by them. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why I was surprised.
No, you're excited.
I was very excited.
And they were kind of cool looking, though. I mean, it's kind of. I'm waiting. I love blackberries, so it'll be fun.
I'm agreeing with you.
I know. I have to wait 2 years, though, from what I understand. Is this correct?
Well, there are canes on the blackberry now.
Okay.
If they shoot up this year, I think that they should produce
next year, maybe.
Next year, I mean, maybe we won't get a giant harvest. I'm not real sure.
Well, I can't wait to see what happens. Very nice.
That is going to be very interesting.
I like it.
And I'm looking over my notes, and I think that's it. Very good.
Very cool.
For the blackberries.
Thank you. I love the blackberry.
You do.
So I'm excited, and I'm looking forward to 3-inch ones. Oof.
We might have to figure out some recipes.
Oh, yeah, I can already got a bunch going right in my brain right now as we speak. Scones. No.
And that would be good.
No, we'll come up with some good stuff.
Well, blackberries aren't seedless, which is okay.
That's okay.
Okay.
That's okay.
We'll put them in a scone.
We'll figure it out.
We'll do it.
We'll figure it all out.
I think it'd be great in a scone.
Cool.
What I wanted to ask you, Jeff, is did we happen to have something arrive this week?
Arrive? What arrived?
Yesterday. It arrived yesterday.
What was it? What could it be?
I don't know, but it was exciting.
Was it something that we got?
You ordered it.
Mary's making faces and hands, and I don't know what she's asking me. Please tell me.
I wonder if it might have something to do with an iris.
Oh, the bearded irises. They did arrive yesterday.
They did.
That was yesterday. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I really loved your acting out of it. I wish that was on film. And camera. Yay. Yes, we did get the bearded irises yesterday. Sooner than I thought, to be honest with you.
Me too.
Because they had said when they should, they don't ship it until they're ready. But I guess it's ready. It was ready. And they showed up.
Perfect time to
perfect
plant.
Condition. Really well packaged.
Wow. They were very well packaged.
Well packaged. They had an instruction packet with them. So pretty cool. And then what did we do, Mary, with these bearded irises?
We got out there and put you to work.
we did it. You know what? I'm going to play. Hold on. I'm going to do this just because. What? There's Jeff's corner. We planted the oh my gosh, the bearded irises.
We certainly
did do that today.
Yes.
So that was kind of fun.
Oh my! I think it's going to be gorgeous. I'm excited about where we planted them.
I am too, because we're going to be able to see them right from our porch.
Yes.
We can sit on our little rocking chairs, and we'll be able to look right at them.
We will.
Yeah, very cool.
That's exactly what I wanted us to do.
Yeah.
I'm just so excited. I can't wait to see what they look like.
I think it's going to be pretty exciting. And we planted them by side. We had different sizes. We have a couple that are really tall.
Really tall.
So we kind of figured it out how we do it by size. And
we put your favorite one right in the very front.
It's a small guy, so it's going to be there. So we have 6 of them that we planted. Give that a try, but I think they're going to be really cool.
They range in size from 7 inches tall to 30 inches tall.
Yeah.
So that's going to be quite remarkable.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And you did a great job planting. You got to plant them the right way. But the little booklet was very good, very helpful.
The booklet was very informative.
Yeah, it was nice.
You have to make sure that you create a little hill for the rhizome and the roots to kind of drape over.
Yep.
And then you put your soil around it, but you don't go all the way up to the neck of the iris. You are halfway. Like the iris it's a rhizome. So half of it is going to be sitting close to the soil and the other half is out.
Yeah, and, I'm looking forward to it. So those will be in the spring.
Yes, they should bloom for us in the spring.
Very nice. Blackberries, irises. Now we're talking, Mary. Now we're talking plants that I look at and go, hey, I know what that is. Because I asked you about the one tree in the back for 6 years. I've been asking you the same thing. That tree over there, look at the birds. And honestly,
Desert willow.
Desert willow. There it is. I said, boy, that thing's getting big.
This morning you looked out there and said, Mary, look at all the birds in that tree there in the backyard.
I'm horrible in the names, but I enjoy every bit of it out there.
You do.
So that was really that was a lot of fun. We did that this morning, and it was nice and cool when we did it. And
I think you put a post out on Instagram about it.
I did put an Instagram post out there with a picture of our little planting. So check that out if you get a chance. We're going to try to get more pictures out on Instagram in the coming days and weeks. But we do have a little picture of those and as they sit in the garden.
Wow. I mean, they do arrive and they were very nicely packed in a little bit of seltzer between the bulbs so they didn't rub against each other. And they were tagged when we received them. And they had trimmed the leaves moderately short. They're probably like maybe 3 inches tall. So I think that is the way that you're supposed to transplant them. Even if you do it in your own yard, you'll trim the leaves back to conserve the energy that's in the rhizome.
Okay.
And they said that if it gets to be really cold this winter, to cover them with some type of like hay or leaves, or cover the rhizomes to help protect them from the cold.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very fun. So we'll see what comes up.
We're going to see.
Yay. It's going to be neat.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited about that one too.
Cool. Well, Mary, what else do you have for us here? I know we talked. Let's go. I'm going to do
Let's
a recap.
review. Do a little recap.
Blackberries, which I'm excited about. We talked bearded irises, which is hard to say, actually, for whatever reason for me. Those two words. Bearded irises.
Bearded doesn't seem as though it should go with a plant,
I know.
right?
I think maybe that's what my brain's going, no. Can't be an iris. What else you got?
Recently, we placed an order that we talked about with the Egyptian walking onions.
Yes.
And they have been planted. They are busy growing as we speak. I'm quite interested to see how this is going to turn out. And in the order, she gave us a free gift of rhubarb seeds. Interesting.
That was interesting.
So that I had never thought to grow rhubarb. Now, many years ago, we lived in Minnesota for just a very short time. And our neighbor to the back of us did have some rhubarb. Of course, up there, it's a perennial. And that was, I had never really had any interaction with the plant before, but it was very tasty. They showed us how to use it and everything like that. So after we got these seeds, I looked up some information and I found the Texas A&M AgriLife.
There you go. There you go.
And this one is specific for our area, and it's talking about growing rhubarb in Texas.
Okay.
And we can do it. You know, I'm surprised, but we're going to give it a try. Yeah. So what you're going to erase from your mind the perennial aspect. It's not going to be a perennial here. It is going to be a fall and winter.
Oh.
Actually, it's really not a fruit, although we use it as a fruit. It's actually a vegetable. It's going to be a fall and winter annual vegetable that we will grow in our garden, you know. And what it is that I'm trying to use a square foot garden, so I'm planning to try to use the rhubarb in 1 square foot, see if I could follow along with this and make it happen. But I learned a few things. I learned that rhubarb, the stalks, are the only thing you eat on the rhubarb. You do not want to eat the leaves at all. We have some vegetables that have a component to them called oxalic acid, like spinach. Oh gosh, I can't think of all the others that have that in there. To a little bit of degree, potatoes have some oxalic acid in it. And so we get a little bit in our diet, and that's not going to hurt us. But if you eat the rhubarb leaf, it's much too concentrated, and it'll really upset your stomach. You absolutely don't want to do that. So you only eat the stalks. That's one thing I learned right there. Also, you know, usually they're cooked. The stalks are usually cooked into pies, crumbles.
Yeah, I've had like a rhubarb pie. I'm going to kind of show my little bit of my ignorance. I had to go on as you were talking. What the heck does a rhubarb look like? So I went out there. But yes, it's just the red stalk. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think they're very ornamental and decorative plants.
Yeah, they kind of look.
You could grow them simply as an ornamental.
They do look pretty cool.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't know what they look like. Well, now I know.
Well, our local grocery store, H-E-B, oftentimes has a pie that they sell.
They do have a rhubarb pie.
A rhubarb and strawberry pie.
Yeah, it's really good.
It is fantastic. If you're out there and you have access to an H-E-B, you might find out if they have it. But they do a lot of desserts, but they also make excellent pickles.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The rhubarb stalk has like a tart hint to it, a little tartness. And so they say that helps it make a terrific pickle.
Okay. I like my pickles.
You can pickle everything, right?
You can.
Yeah.
Nice.
So the thing about the rhubarb that I was very surprised to learn is that, well, for one thing, it's a cousin to buckwheat. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that. And a plant called garden sorrel. I'm going to have to look that one up. I do think that one might be edible. I'm not sure. But it is a native plant of China.
Oh, didn't know that.
And it has a rich, rich history. In China, it is going back to like 2700 BC. And they really look to use it as a medicinal type herb. And it was recorded in some of the books that would, not like a pharmacopoeia type book. And so along the way, during the Silk Road period, Westerners became familiar with rhubarb. And of course, they wanted to bring it into their country. And especially the Russians wanted to have it and grow it because of the medicinal properties that it contained. And they were super strict in the way they grew it, very meticulously. But what happened is China realized in the Qing dynasty, which was the last imperial dynasty of China, they realized that rhubarb was a very valuable resource for them. And so they closed the export of rhubarb to the West in any form. And that lasted from the late 1700s up through the early 1800s. And then we find, of course, the Silk Road and trade began to open up, and Marco Polo did negotiations with the Chinese. And so it meandered its way into, all the way across into Europe and things like that. But I do think that in the Victorian era, that's when it began to be popularized as a food and put into sweets and put into a lot of other culinary aspects of it. And of course, you can read up on a lot of the history. There was so much of it that I kind of got down a rabbit trail and got a little bit lost trying to follow the trade route of it. But yeah, very exciting. So it can also be frozen, which is super nice. It freezes very well and holds very well in your freezer.
Okay.
Here we are. We're going to grow our rhubarb as an annual, and that means we're going to start it. I'm late to the game.
Oh, okay.
I should have started it in August. I should have
we're just a little over.
Put my seeds in indoors. So we're not going to, I'm going to pretend like I didn't see that. So I'm going to start my seeds right now and see if I could get them up and growing pretty good. And then come mid-October, I'm going to transfer them out into the garden.
Okay.
By then, it'll be on the cool side, and, it won't be so brutally hot at that time. The sun will be a little bit lower. And so I expect it'll grow slowly all winter. And then come spring, probably May, you would harvest your stalks.
Okay. So we plant them now for a May harvest.
Yes.
Wow.
And so I'm thinking of pansies. Like pansies grow all the way through our winters. They don't really have a bad time of it. Even when we had that brutal winter that one year, I had pansies and a rose that was unaffected by it. So interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool.
I think it will be. I think it'll be fun.
Where are you planning to plant these? Is it going to be a raised bed kind of planting, or
in our square foot garden? Up in the raised bed. And I have so many seeds, I could probably do a couple different places. Okay. So we could watch them. Is that what you were thinking?
Oh, yeah. I was just curious. That was kind of cool that they sent. I mean, it's really nice that they sent them as just a free thing.
A little free. They look very interesting. They're a different seed. They have like little flanges on the side of them.
They're actually a fairly big seed.
They're larger than I thought they would be. Yes. They do like a little bit of compost, and they do respond very well to fertilization. So depending on what product you like to use, organic or regular, they like it to be a little bit higher on the nitrogen side, such as 312 or a 15510, something like that, 824. You want to look for a higher number as the first number, and you're going to mix it into your garden bed and let it sit there, and then you're going to plant your little transplant, and then you're probably going to go ahead and give it a little side dressing along the way as well.
Okay.
I think that they are a pretty hungry little plant.
There's a lot of info, guys. I was just, as you were talking, I was looking. If you want to know a lot about a rhubarb, my goodness, there's a lot of history and a lot of information on a rhubarb.
Of history.
Who would have thought it?
Right?
Ooh, that's crazy. There's a lot of stuff out here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of stuff. That's pretty cool.
Well, I was surprised. Like, they would hold that as a tea and rhubarb were the two agricultural products that the Qing dynasty recognized as being valuable to their country. And, they used that to try to use it to their advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. Very cool. Very cool history and a lot of information.
So as you're growing it through the winter, you're not actually going to have to worry too much unless it gets super duper cold. I'm thinking like our Snowmageddon that we had
like for
several years ago. Yeah. And then you probably want to try to find a way to cover them. But mostly our little freezes are not going to be too much of a problem.
Okay.
At all, which I'm super excited about that.
That's really nice. I like that.
So some of the foods that we normally consume, we never think about it, that have the oxalic acid in it are spinach, cabbage, beet greens, peas, and a little bit in peas and potatoes, but not to the concentration that you find in there. And also, our rhubarb is likely to be more on the green side than it is on the red side, but it will still have the same flavor.
Okay.
We're going to give it a try.
That'd be fun. We got all kinds of new stuff that's going to be in there.
We could put it in one of our elevated beds so that we could actually watch it grow. And of course, I'm excited to watch it grow all over, but
yeah, no, I think that'll be cool.
Little rhubarb. And I think it looks like there's a hefty amount of seeds in here. So we could try several spots.
There we are. We're going to be rhubarbing it.
We're rhubes.
Rhubarb pies. We'll have blueberry.
I don't mean we're rhubes.
Blackberry pies. We're going to have, I don't know, all kinds of cool. We'll dress it with a nice bearded iris.
Ooh, for the summertime. For the summertime, we could have blackberries with whipped cream on them.
Ooh, man. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in.
Are you in?
I'm definitely in. Very cool. Very cool history on it.
Well, I was, when I was ordering the Egyptian walking onions, and this is another experiment, something I've never tried before. I was scrolling along and I happened to see a seed package of artichokes. Mm-hmm. And I know that when we visit Farmer's Garden Nursery that's pretty close to us, they always have artichokes growing in their little veggie patch. Mm-hmm. And so I think we're going to give this a try. Okay. I got the seeds. I got some really good seeds.
We're going to try artichokes, eh?
And according to the Texas AgriLife Extension
that's pamphlet, where we go.
We could do it.
Okay. All right.
So the one thing about it is that there are a lot of varieties that work really well for our area. And the Green Globe, I think, is the one that I ordered. And we're going to do that.
Okay.
And it says that they don't need a lot of chill hours. So again, it's another veggie that I'm late on planting, but we're going to
give it a
do
shot.
the same thing as the rhubarb.
You'll be okay.
We're just going to try it. You can start them indoors, and probably the best way would have been at the beginning of August for each of these seeds. Mm-hmm. That would likely have been the best plan, but here we are. We're going. We're going to try to see if we can get it growing outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Not? This is another one that likes a little bit of food. It wants you to have lots of compost, lots of organic matter for it to grow in. And it's actually a thistle, which I was surprised at.
Interesting.
Maybe that's why we had such a hard time chewing it at the restaurant that one year. If you let your artichoke go ahead and open up, it is the bloom of the plant. And it does open into a large, beautiful purple bloom, which is, I'm kind of excited about seeing if I could do that. Yeah. So you want to grow them. They're pretty large. You don't want to put them like in a square foot garden or anything like that. They do want to have a good 2.5 to 3 feet to grow. So we might be planting them in other spots around the yard instead of a veggie patch. And they need a little bit of elbow room to get going. Rich soil and well-draining soil. You want to make sure that you stay on top of weeds. It says the weeds will compete with them. And you also want to make sure that go ahead and give it regular water.
Okay.
So you just want to protect it if it gets terribly, terribly cold. And the one thing about it that I was very surprised is the very last paragraph. It says that it's a perennial.
Oh, wow.
And it is telling me that in June, after you have harvested your artichoke, you could cut the plant all the way to the ground. And then it'll probably stay there until the next spring when it will
just regrow. That's pretty cool.
Regrow.
We like our perennials.
I never in my wildest dreams knew that. The pamphlet that I'm looking at is the Easy Gardening Artichoke from Texas A&M AgriLife Extension. You could find the information online, and I'll have to remember to keep everybody updated if we have had success.
Man, we got a lot of new stuff that we're going to have coming up.
We've actually selected a number of very hungry things to grow.
I like it. I like it.
Very hungry.
Oh. Well, thank you, Mary. Man, you've brought the fire, Mary. You got all kinds of new stuff. That staycation got you going.
The staycation got me going.
I know.
Motivated me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to have to ask, what else you got?
I think that we're going to be getting ready for a few things to do in September.
Okay.
Just very quickly. The thing of it is that right now, in early September for our area is the perfect time to dig and divide daylilies, cannas. Actually, we had to dig up some roses this year, and I had to dig up some canna lilies, and I portioned them out into different little spaces around the yard, and they have done really well. Those are the flowers right in front of the back porch. The red one I pointed out to you the other day.
Yeah, Mary's looking at me. I'm like, huh?
Jeffy's nodding at me.
Yes, of course, I remember. Now, which ones are those? Yes, I do. Yes. Now that you told me where they're at, I know where they're at.
If you have liriope you would like to divide in your yard, which is a ropey, grass-like plant with a little purple bloom, now is the time to do it. And also, if you have some garden amaryllis that grows in your garden, which I need to look up, by the way. But now is the time to have a division of those. And then I have a little story. So last year, Jeff and I talked on the podcast about his Boston fern.
Yes.
And we overwintered it in the garage, but the thing went brown. And so I think I had mentioned on one episode that I had trimmed all the brown off and I had watered it. Well, I took the container, and in the very backyard, under the crepe myrtle, which is an Acoma crepe myrtle, which doesn't grow terribly far off the ground, we have a basket type situation. It's like 4 or 5 feet off the ground. And earlier this year, I just took that Boston fern and stuck it in the basket, and it was shaded by the Acoma crepe myrtle. And I forgot about it. But yesterday, we were standing around in the backyard, and I was looking, and I noticed an odd leaf shape in the middle of the crepe myrtle. Couldn't figure out what it was. And that Boston fern
came back to life,
been
baby.
Neglected all summer.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't watered it, not even a speck. Have you?
No. Oh, no, I didn't even know it was there.
I didn't remember it was there. And it's full.
I like
it's
it.
Green. It's
I
lush.
like it.
Oh, wow.
Man, cue the disco music.
Now, all that to say, if you have ferns in your yard, this is the time to dig and divide your ferns.
Okay,
as
look
well.
at that. I like it. Very cool.
I am quite shocked about the Boston fern.
Yeah,
actually.
I had written that poor guy off a long time ago.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
Who knew he was under there?
That's really cool.
Right now is a good time for you to add compost to your veggie gardens, getting ready for the fall transplanting and things like that. And also, don't forget to start gathering your wildflower seeds. This is the time of year to plant poppy seeds. You want to get them in right now and enjoy your garden. I'm enjoying the heck out of ours.
Yes, it's looking really good. I got to be honest. And we have some cool stuff that we just put in. So
yes,
can't wait to see what Mary comes up with, because I know that's not going to be the cool stuff that goes in. It never ends, does it? It's an evolving garden, a living garden. What do you think about that?
Living garden.
Yes. Well, cool. Anything else?
That is a plentiful amount. That
was a lot. You did good. Wowzer.
Wow.
I think that little staycation got you re-energized and ready to go.
I do hear that the rest of this week is going to be blistering.
It is supposed to be like a crazy 100 and something tomorrow, I will say that's pretty unusual. It hasn't been that hot, but I think then there's a cooler front coming in after that. But yeah, tomorrow might be a nice AC day.
It might be. We might have to take we'll
look out the window and wave to our plants. Hey, plants.
We might have to chase the squirrel from afar.
Yeah, I think so. Well, cool. Well, as always, we appreciate you guys joining us here at Mary Bird's Backyard Garden. And we did put a post out there on Instagram. If you get a chance, go check that out. We're going to try to revive that and get some more stuff out there. But we enjoy talking gardening with you. And I think, as you guys know, if you've been listening now, we definitely have some hits and misses. And that's what the point of this is kind of what works and what doesn't. And maybe how to attack some of the things that you're doing in your garden as well. So thank you again for joining us.
Thank you.
And we will see. Yes, absolutely. And we will see you next time right here. Same station, same Mary Bird channel at Mary Bird's Backyard Garden. Bye.